You here to try out? What's your name?
Jay.
And last name?
Is it?
We got a banger on our hands.
Energy, I love this.
It's so good. I literally did not get up and watch the whole show.
Oh, good.
That's great.
Amazing. Okay, so I want to start with just who these characters are and how we're introduced to them and maybe how your understanding of them changed as the show or as you read the scripts went on.
Sure. There's this quote that I love about being in theater, and it says, like, on closing night, you're usually ready to start. And I do feel like that happens. I mean, there's so much you find about a character, like, as you're going.
Yeah.
But Ricky was like, I was so attracted to the character of Ricky just because of my own kind of personal connection to football, and it's rare that the world of football and then our industry kind of mesh, so that was definitely something I was drawn to. But, you know, she has to check a lot of boxes, and I was really thrilled with, like, the arc that Ricky has throughout season 1.
I thought what was really interesting about her is, like, kind of this, similarly to Chad and Russ, like, she has to kind of code switch depending on where she is. Like, she has a relationship with Chad, her relationship with her dad, and then she obviously wants to be respected on the field and wants those things to be separate.
Wants to be liked, but wants to be respected, taken seriously, but is, like, wants to be one of the guys at the same time. Yeah. Like, you know, there's a fine line that a lot of females in sports, you know, walk that line as well.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think so, especially in football specifically. I think for Bird, you know, I had come in with some things that I had created for him and wanted to be kind of the baseline of who he was, some coaches that I had from the past, and then how I felt like the on-look he had about, you know, the sport and just being kind of a tougher guy. And then you just get there and you kind of find your place within the cast and what is needed and what you can provide. And I think, especially an ensemble cast like this, it was just like, okay, I'm on the coaching staff, like, you know, what does Coach Hudson, what does Steve give, what does Perry give, what does Klain give, and what can I give that's, you know, just my thing. And then just figure that out and find our little things that we have. Like, you know, I had a kind of natural connection with Perry and a natural connection with Klain, and that we're slightly different and we're able to be kind of shown on screen as well and have just different things that highlighted.
What was unique about this set in comparison to anything you've ever experienced before?
I mean, we obviously have some vets. I mean, I get to work with Steve's on, which is, like, huge. And Glen is such an incredible leader as well. I feel like Quentin said before, you know, it kind of starts from the top, and he set the tone of just, like, the most welcoming, fun, playful environment. We had such a good time filming and watched football together on the weekends, and the fact that we got to just be, like, outside under the sun on the grass, you know, made it never felt like work.
Yeah.
At least for me.
And for me, I think, you know, we had Game Changing Films out there, which is a production company that handled all the football aspect. And so we had all these football players, all these guys, you know, that kind of had this locker room vibe that I haven't gotten in a while. You know, I haven't gotten since I played. And so, you know, I'm talking, I'm cracking jokes with them, you know, they're making fun of how high my pants are and stuff like that. And it was great. It was great. It's something that I've missed, you know, something that you don't necessarily even realize you miss. I get it from my fantasy football group chat, but in that kind of in-person football locker room thing, it was really something great to experience.
Everyone that is part of Chad Powers had some sort of personal connection,
yeah,
you know, to the sport, had some sort of passion for it. So I think that's rare.
Yeah, and I think pretty much anywhere else in the industry, you don't get to touch into that. Yeah, so this was very specific to this set.
I will say, like, the times I laughed were just, like, so quick. It's so quick, and I'm curious how much of that is on the page. How much room do they leave for you guys to kind of just go? And was there anyone that was just like, I cannot be in this scene with this person because they keep breaking me?
Me? I could really struggle within my scenes with Glen. I mean, not only was he wrote the pilot and was producing as well, but the improv that he came up with, the things that he, like, threw at me. I broke many times, but he's so good in this, and I think that what's so funny about the show too is there's so many times where you're laughing, where you're like, I probably shouldn't be laughing at this, but I can't help it. Like, I genuinely laughed out loud reading it.
Yeah.
And I continued to hard belly laugh when I watch the show.
Yeah, it's like the kid in the wheelchair thing. I was like cracking up.
And
I'm like,
you're like, oh god,
I'm like, that's so funny, and then I'm like, I'm going to hell.
But I think like everyone, it's like provides some relief that I think everyone could use right now.
Yeah.
Just laugh. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, it was just because, during the audition process, we talked a lot. The fact that I had actually played and had real stuff that I could tell them, real stories, real things like that. They took a lot of that, from me, like a lot of not advice, but just little quips
Anecdotes
and things. Yeah,
from your
anecdotes.
life, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like they wouldn't actually say this; they would say that. Like,
Yeah, or just like little things that had happened that were funny things that we could add into, and I was like, trying to slide in character things and little coachisms. Some of them got cut, but some of them I really loved got cut. But it is what it is. But yeah, I think it was like that, and then you get there on the day, and it felt, even though we obviously had the script, it felt improvisational because of just the way we were all like working together and flowing together, and Glenn had a lot of improv in the character Chad itself that it kind of made you feel like, oh, I can maybe go for something. If it works,
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't.
I mean, we
it's
had
fine.
incredible directors, and
Yeah, for sure.
the writing stuff is also like just real gold.
I want to know what Russ Holiday tweeted about Princess Diana.
There's actually so many versions that they played with of different stuff, like different inappropriate stuff that he tweeted. I think it's like, again, Princess Diana, like, you shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, you definitely should not. Absolutely not.
Well, it's like, it's like all these things. He's obviously a conspiracy theorist. His
so funny.
His
Yeah.
social accounts must be a total mess. I'm curious
Totally.
what you think your character's social media presence looks like.
I definitely think Ricky has a Finsta.
I bet, yeah.
I could see her like having this like very clean, obviously like trying really hard to have like a clean social because she wants, she's already a Nepo baby. It feels like it. So wanting to like, and then having her Finsta where maybe you get to see more of the real her.
Bird's last was from like January 11th, 2020. And it was a repost. That's it. He does not use social media. Definitely doesn't use it
I get
well.
that.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
not that. Now, I will say I got to the end of the episodes and then I was like, oh my God, I'm done. What do I do?
I know.
It flies by. It's so much fun. I'm curious because I believe we are gonna get a season 2 immediately. I don't know if you've heard anything yet, but we get to kind of meet these characters and how they surround Chad/Russ. What would you love to see in terms of your respective characters' backstories, or something that you would love to see explored in another season?
I mean, I think you're exactly right. It does feel like we've barely scratched the surface. With, I actually, when I saw it, I felt like all the 6 episodes feel like a pilot because it's just like, wait, we need so much more. I think there's so much more to get into with Russ/Chad in his college life. I mean, I'd like to see him at a frat party. I'd like to see him in class.
Yeah.
We have barely gotten into the locker room. Like the locker room, there's so much that happens. We have a little bit in the shower or in the shower scenes or whatever, but like there's so much more of like college life that I feel like will be so fun to watch Chad and Russ like and kind of be guided by the people around him.
For sure. And I think, how does Chad deal with becoming a star again, but a star that is not himself this time? You know what I mean? Like that's a very interesting dynamic. People loving you, but it's not actually you, and people hating the actual you. Like I think that's something that's super interesting. For Bird personally, I feel like, he really looks up to Coach Hudson, to Steve's character. And Steve Coach Hudson has, lost his wife. He's got a kind of a strange family life. And Bird does have a wife, and they are good at this point. But seeing someone going through what it takes and to be a head coach and how much time it takes, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Bird emulates from Coach Hudson and what differences different ways he chooses to go in his own coaching journey.
Who throws the best spiral of the cast?
I worked on mine quite a bit.
So do you think you throw the
But
best?
no, I don't think I throw the best. It's you. He's played
I don't
college
throw
football.
the best. I'm definitely the fastest on the cast.
Glenn, I mean,
Yeah.
Glenn really, really trained hard. I mean,
He did.
Eli and Peyton were like, if you're going to play at quarterback, like, you need to look like...
I saw this interview where Eli was like, the way he holds the ball is
You
like
need to
wrong.
sack
Exactly. Like, they were all funny. Like it was. They were giving him more notes on that.
He's very good, but
Yeah. He did
yeah, I
throw
mean-
one great post ball to Xavier.
I know exactly
yeah.
which player you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on the show. I love it so much. So
Oh,
excited to talk
thank
to you
you.
guys. I
Thank
gotta
you
go.
so much.